without further ado, we go from one district champion right on to another one, and it's Walt DeShields, who's been in this situation before. And Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Busy day today, so 15 minutes about all I can give you right now. I mean, they give us one day to prepare, basically. I mean, yesterday we spent a lot of time watching film, had a team dinner, and watched a little bit of Norton there, and they're a good team. I mean, Coach Miller does a great job there. But yeah, one day to prepare, and tomorrow night's going to be exciting.
Coach, I'll let Ty go.
Okay, sorry. Coach, I just want to talk about this Marlington game real quick, too. Going off of the loss that you had in the regular season going into this tournament one, we know it's very hard to beat a team multiple times in a season, especially when you play them 3 times, too. There's no secrets about each other. What do you think the keys to the victory were against the Lady Dukes, and what did you really see that your team did well in that game?
Well, I think we just kept, improving. I mean, and from that last game, game 22, where they beat us by double digits to win the league championship, that kind of stuck in our girls a little bit to motivate them going into tournaments, to maybe get another chance at them. I mean, we knew we had some games to play, and Poland was sitting there in our way, and and so you had to take it one game at a time to get to them. And I think once we got to them, our girls were really excited with that opportunity to maybe cut the nets down too, and get that after the game. I mean, they envisioned that, and seeing Marlington do it in their home gym to win the league, we just wanted to do it there. And our girls really did a great job of execution, both at offense and defensive ends of things we asked them to do. And we changed it a little bit up. We changed some matchups a little bit. We had Anna Lippiott move over from the Mason girl over to Warner, and Anna did a great job there. And we put Hannah Egley on Mason, and Hannah did a great job there defensively, doing a great job. And we mixed up a lot of stuff on Evanich. We tried to limit her touches completely, and we started out with Mercer on her. But with her ankle injury, we wanted to kind of limit that a little bit. And then we put Sophie Gregory on her and mixed and matched that a little bit. But offensively, if you're making shots and you're taking care of the basketball, a lot of good things can happen for you. And just exciting for the girls because they've worked so hard to improve all year.
Man, Sophie Gregory gets a lot of talk about her offense, but I got to just let you talk about the defensive effort that she did when she was matched up with Evanich. There were a couple of block shots, a couple of really tough shots that Chelsea Evanich made a couple of them because she's that good. But I mean, man, what a defensive performance from Sophie Gregory.
Yeah, they're both great players, and they're both very deserving to be the best players in our league, and they're only sophomores. Imagine that for the people, fans and stuff, to be able to watch those two play for the next couple of years and go at it with two good teams. And I, recall, you don't remember everything because you're trying to game plan and watch everybody, but I recall Evanich making a big time shot down the stretch over Sophie, and we couldn't believe she got it off over top of her, but that shows her toughness and her abilities. And then, a couple possession or two later, the same situation, trying to make that tough shot over, and Sophie rejected it. And that was a huge, huge finish to that game to help us complete that game and get down the stretch and make foul shots with Anna Lippiott. But, yeah, it was an exciting individual battle. And sometimes you have those battles on the floor. It is a team sport, but that one-on-one within the game that a lot of people don't see is so important, and those matchups are so critical.
Coach, we just had Coach Gilbert on too, talked about the MVAC and that tough conference. I want to talk about you guys competing in the EBC. Of course, Marlington was in the district finals with you guys, but also you have Salem on the other side too. Just talk about competing in this conference too and how it helps getting you guys ready for the tournament.
Well, first of all, with Coach Gilbert, congratulations. We beat him that first game, and I told him, you're still going to be really good, and you'll see by the end of the season how good you are. And he was down after our defeat, and he, and I texted him. I said, I told you were going to be good. And well, the best of luck. I hope he makes it to Dayton. He does a great job over there. I don't know. I can't check. I'm not techie like he is, so he's a lot younger than I am. How do you check ratings? I mean, are my ratings going up? Or are they going down even more
No,
than
I think he
his?
was just joking, but I'm sure both of your ratings are sky high because people love hearing
Yeah,
from both of you.
we'll have to check with New York here pretty soon. But
I know, right?
anyway, yeah, the EBC, we play a tough schedule outside the conference, but with our league being tough inside the conference now, and every year it's different teams. I mean, I've talked quite a bit about that. We've been pretty lucky to be consistent and reload, and whether it's talent or just hard working, we've just competed for a lot of years. And but it's been more than just Marlington. Right now it's Marlington, Salem. It's been Carrollton before, back in 15 when Trimmer and them went to, and Paven Heath went to state. It was Carrollton was our rivalry. Prior to that, I remember Northwest being really good back in the NBC days when I first started. They were going to regionals a lot. Canton South had Siobhan Robinson, who played at OU and now coaches, and they had a great team. I think they were ranked number 4 in the state. And Minerva had some great players. Lindsay Shear played at Kent State, 6'2" center. Chelsea Butler went down, and she played at Marquette. And there's another 6'3" center Minerva had. So, hey, it just comes and goes. It goes up and down. It's a great conference. It always has been. If you remember back, and our girls, they didn't even know it today. And I was talking to them at lunch, and they said, hey, last time West Branch won a state championship, Salem won the district. And I said, yeah. And they were down in Columbus too. And they were only a couple points in overtime away from it being a Salem West Branch state all-state championship final, because they went to 2 different regions that year. West Branch went to Ontario out west, and Salem won the Barberton one. And they are really, really close to facing each other in the state championship. Imagine 2 teams 6 miles apart playing for that game in 04, and Hamilton was on that team. So
Right.
the coaches at Barberton, you got Hamilton, who was a player on a state team, and she's coaching in the first time in 18 years, taking them to the regional. You got Brian Miller, who's been there 7 out of the last 11 years in Norton, and we've never played them. Either we got beat or they got beaten. We never, all these years, we've been there 6 out of the last 9 years, and we've never played each other. We've seen each other and know each other really well, but have never played each other. And then,
I was about to say,
and then finally, you got Kevin Lauer. What a great guy! He emails me, hey, congratulations, coach, on your district title and all that. That's the kind of guy he is. And I said, hey, you learn from a great mentor in your dad. His dad was a longtime boys coach at Northwest, Jim Lauer, and just a quality guy. And he's turned that Northwest girls program into, last couple of years, they've been playing really well too.
They got the big upset over St. Vincent, St. Mary's, and I know they're really excited about that. And anytime you beat a team that everyone thinks is a powerhouse, that can really spark some juice into your veins. Let's talk about your game, though. You've never played Norton before, but you've seen them on film. I know you've watched film. What kind of challenges do they face you guys, and what's it going to take to win this game in Barberton?
Well, they just do a super job of pressuring the ball, full court and half court man. I know they're going to be really physical. We scrimmaged them actually early in the year and tied 1 quarter 10-10 over at Dalton. We see them every summer at Barberton, and we have battles there. It's going to be a physical game. They're a real aggressive team, and they use that style of play to their advantage. We feel like they're very similar to Salem. And, we've lost twice to Salem. So our girls are going to have to do a really good job of taking care of the basketball and being strong with the ball, and being tough on our finishes and making some open shots, because when you run around trapping everybody, you give up some shots if you can get it out of the trap. Offensively, they got a great point guard in Shesta. She's a 1,000-point scorer for them. She breaks you down off the dribble. She can shoot it. She can drive and make things happen for her team. They got some post players that'll rebound, and they got some spot up shooters. So you get to each game you go, it gets tougher. It's a matter of, I think all 4 teams in this region can go to Dayton. It's just a matter of who makes the plays and maybe makes the big one down the stretch, throughout the game, and takes care of the ball and all that stuff. I mean, you can go back to just fundamental basketball now, day one in the gym. And so that we compare them to Salem, and I think Northwest is a lot like us. You look at that score against St. V, they kept the score down, held the ball a little bit. Low scoring game was to their advantage, but it's half court versus full court, and who can control the tempo.
Coach, I know your time is limited, so before we let you go, I do want you to speak on one of your seniors that we got a chance to interview, and hopefully we'll have the time to play that on this show before we get out of here. But Sydney Mercer has been with your program for 4 years, one athlete, plays volleyball, basketball, softball, planning on playing both in college, softball and volleyball. Talk about what it's been like to coach her over the last 4 years and what she's meant to this program, and how proud you are to continue her career at least one more game.
Well, I told her at lunch she did a great job in that interview, and some of the things I tell her in practice or in the locker room, she is listening. Sometimes I don't think so. They're teenagers, but she's listening, and she did a great job at that interview, and proud of her for that. I met Sydney a long time ago at basketball camp when she was younger, and we knew that class didn't have a lot of people that were eventually going to play, but we thought she was a great athlete. And could move really well and strong and physical. It's been just a great relationship over the 4 years, and really it's been longer than that. You get to meet these kids when they're little. They come to camp when they're in second or third grade, or we start them even in first grade sometimes. Some parents will bring them in the gym. And it's just exciting to see them grow as a young lady and mature and stuff like that. And she'll do great at Mount Union, right next to us. We'll get a chance to see her play volleyball and softball, and she knows her time's going to be limited on studies. I want to talk about another senior too, Anna Lippiott. Just her second half of the season, and especially in tournaments, she has stepped up her play. Anna's one of those girls that we knew coming up who could play for us, and she started as a freshman. Just a tall guard that can shoot it with a lot of skills. Very quiet girl. She's getting better at that. She's going to play at Muskingum University. I think she'll do a great job playing basketball there. Just two quality ladies that have learned from the beginning of the year. And I just, to finish, I want to mention, the most exciting thing for a coach is not about the wins or losses or anything like that. It's about the relationships and, wrapping those gold medals around each and every girl. We had 17 girls, not all of them dressed. We rotate that. They all decided to stay. We gave them the option to go to spring sports or just, come to practice. And none of them said no. That's the type of team we have. That's the type of girls we have. And putting that gold medal around them and then seeing them walk up that ladder one at a time and cut a piece of net. That's all that hard work from the summer. You see individuals improve as a coach, and you see your team improve. We always talk about peaking and playing our best basketball in March. It is March Madness now. Tomorrow's March 1st. And we feel like we're playing really good basketball, but it was all that hard work in the gym, of improving from the summer to the preseason to throughout the season. We had some tough losses. Canfield destroyed us game 2 after that win against Garfield. And then, we lost a tough one by 1 point to Salem at home, and that was a tough loss. And we got a great win against Marlington at the buzzer. Those wins and losses built our character as a team. And I, as coaches, we see those girls improving and continuing to work, because you got to, as throughout the long season, you got to get better. And we've gotten better, even from, 2.5 weeks ago when we lost a big one at Marlington. We've gotten a lot better since then.
Coach,
that's exciting for me to see.
We thank you so much for the time. We know that it's limited. We know you got one day to prepare, but we appreciate your time always. We love talking to you, and we wish you the best of luck tomorrow in Barberton. And hopefully, we can get you back on and talk about a regional championship too.
Yep, that would be great. That'd be awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Ty. Good talking to you. Anthony, good talking to you. We'll see you.
Thank you, Coach, for your time as always.
Thank you.